It's that time once again. We're watching some more Symphogear. What could possibly be better than spending midweek doing something like this? After the first season caught me off guard, the second one making up for it wholeheartedly. If it's only on an upward trajectory from here, we should be in for some good times, some good music, some fun with friends, and potentially the destruction of the entire Earth. We're starting off with the moon. The moon. Is it going to be the moon again? What else is out there? But the relics are up for the grabs. I'm sure there's other countries who are vying for power, especially now the whole world was made aware thanks to the concert. If they weren't already. But still, if you've enjoyed the past couple of seasons, you should be enjoying the next one. And for some reason, if you're joining on season 3 out of nowhere, all power to you, I suppose, but also, to understand how things work, YouTube version, links in the description for uncensored full versions that you can watch in the safety of your own home. I just ask that you keep the YouTube one muted in the background, just forget it's even there. That way the algorithm and the YouTube automatons don't come breaking down my door. I want the channel going for as long as possible, really. So, for now, sit back, get a drink. Let's watch some noise. Okay. Starting off with re-entry. What's with the music box-esque backing track to what seems to be a crashing shuttle? Huh. So they actually went out to... That was a lot of English, and I saw the remarks, but I didn't get to read it. Given the approval, so let's get to it. Putting in the effort to bring her back home. I'm sure Maria and the others would be grateful for that, considering... But how much money was spent just trying to get this done? God, it's almost as bad as Elon's track record. This voice. I mean, what better way to start off a series than a group effort? So they got the missile there to get the most of the way. Then used Chris to have like extra fuel pods and boosters to get them the rest. I did think that she had been left behind there. Although I don't suppose that... Oh, it's so important you had to stop eating for a second. It's so important... I've forgotten what I was going to say now. But using her swords as a form of... What? Air brake and reverse thrust? So there's a few options at hand here. Not only is it to preserve the life of the pilot and crew itself, but they're not gonna... That's what I was getting at. They don't do things halfway. It's not a successful mission unless all factors are done. What do you get? I mean, if you really need some stability and grounding, are you just going to destroy the mountain? In an attempt to save the shuttle and the life there, you've destroyed a mountain. I'm sure, yeah, the ones that gave them the jurisdiction to act are now regretting their decision. Deforestation at its finest. It's, usually this kind of thing where you're blowing holes in the mountain is a feat of strength. You don't think about the issues behind it. Now they're just surfing down. Dig your heels in. You did just completely ram through. Wow. I'm sure the village here is going to be so grateful for them. On a list of things I expected to see in this season of Symphogear, Hibiki suplexing a shuttle was not one of them. Wait, really? Counter thrust and a landing. Some decent piloting. Mission complete, sure, but how many millions or billions in damages they're going to have to pay out? Changing the ecosystem of an area. How many mountain goats have just lost their home? Well, it's K2. Yeah, you wouldn't have this kind of life otherwise. Be stuck in classes. Ah, brand new mountain trail. Song. I wonder if there's going to be any more rats in the team, like we had Finne working behind the scenes and pulling strings. I think their hiring practices are going to be quite a bit better now. What is it? We're going from one disaster to the next. Oh, no, it's fine. False alert. There's nothing to worry about here. Nothing more protective than a glass phone booth. Work done. And who was just firing? She said with a posed look. What was that about? Some JoJo reject? So show her the proper respect. Good to see they've served their time and now can just attend school. She is like a portable air conditioner. Her soft upper arm. They all get on so well, but these kind of displays out in the open, is this that kind of school? We have been shown glimpses of her family, but actually having, school life, parent-teacher evenings, and reports to be made. Let's ignore the issues. Just dive headfirst and swim away from your problems. Nothing ever changes. I think it calls for some capital punishment. Is this a... they invited themselves around? Okay. So unfortunately, Tsubasa is in London. I pity her. Take 2 of the concert. Hopefully it goes a little better than the last one. Has everyone forgiven the drama that happened at the previous one? Wonder how well the tickets actually sold. Maybe it's commonplace in this world for idols to be part war criminals. That's what makes them popular, after all. An interesting stage show, and they picked a good time of day to hold it, having that... So much effort went into this. Having the backdrop of Tower Bridge and the sun like it is. It's fun seeing the audience trying to join in with the few words of the song they actually know. They are going above and beyond each time we see a concert event. The first one that we saw Tsubasa be part of, and then the duo do this, that one in this Symphogear G. So many fluid sims and particles that were put in for this. Pretty. It's such a fun life they lead. For her own protection. To be fair, they would... Yeah, okay. I would be so surprised if they weren't under some sort of supervision. To allow them to have a ordinary life, or as ordinary as it can actually be. Oh, great. Gas prices are gonna go up a little. They didn't have to, but it's good showing the driver be able to scuttle away. Is this something... I mean, they're acting fast, but how do they know it's something that they need to be involved with? Are they just like friendly neighborhood Symphogear users now? Since there's no grand world-defining threat. Grand entrance amongst a swathe of mannequins. What is this room, by the way? Interesting greeting. It's... He's been sucked dry, that one. Okay. Also, was that Spanish influence in that dancing? But try an introduction to characters like this, where you see them taking out some bodyguards almost effortlessly, while also chasing down a young girl, and then just enjoying the show, watching the world burn. Damn those fire doors. Were there accelerants being placed throughout the place, or... Using the dress as a shield as such... Okay, I did see the lines in the legs earlier, which I thought, maybe just had some fancy shin armor. But is that a clockwork golem of sorts? I mean, otherwise, those eyes, that's some serious medical damage. New transformation shots. Really upping in... necessary shot right there. Really upping in quality again. Has she been watching more of the Commander's movies in her spare time? Hopefully this isn't the origin story of someone else that's about to face off against the world itself. Just in the nick of time. Good thing she was nearby. Auto scorer. Can we It's a lot quicker just to go through walls than to actually follow the layout of the buildings. But it turns out we got some more terms and organizations to learn about. There's some strange woman punching through walls. Let's go with them. Although, of course, maybe they've seen her face. Smoke inhalation is a hell of a thing. I was about to say, how are you going to be stopped by a little bit of roof debris? You've smashed through walls and ceilings a multitude of times so far. The light works and effects are pretty good. I'm not going to complain about Dual Blade either. But of course, you know, at least this time the devastation didn't go down until after the concert finished. Just one more good deed for her. That's quite a hat. So, to be fair, burning alive and not even seeming like phased by it. Got some resolve. But much like every character in this show, you need some tragic history and family loss. Not that you don't need to immediately take action against someone who's trying to look out for you, but if she's part of the enemies that have caused all of this, there's so much sadness behind those eyes. Seems to be having some fun with it, though. Dynam's alchemy. Huh. Looks like everyone's out to change the world itself, remove it of its wickedness. Rather than, you know, actually take on the root cause. No, just attack everything. Burn it to the ground. Start again. Still, some grand music in this. Start things off strong. Is there meant to continue? Are we going to have a beginning concert in every season? Oh, what is that? Some glitch in the system part of the song. And I will be looking forward to the all the musics throughout this one. Well, throughout them all, really, but still. Having, as I wanted, most of the squad now joining up and fighting together, even if two of them are being told to, you know, stay home. There's a lot of Elements Garden. But is Hibike's schoolwork going to actually be an issue? You know, if you don't get your grades up, you're not coming on any more missions. No matter if you are the hero of the world. But like I said, the first episode back into a new season, and we're starting strong. Animation quality, visuals, fidelity, music, choreography. Pretty much enjoyable in all aspects. And the new transformation sequences, while not necessary, are appreciated. Now I'm thinking what we'll get with all the other characters on top of it. Are they going to have a little amped up version? And also, is it going to be a return of what we saw with the Super Symphogear stars at the end of the last season? But a new class of antagonist. Kind of like we saw with Chris, like we saw with, well, all of them really, fighting for the ones they love, but some might have been taken away too early from them. Seeing darkness in the world and trying to destroy it. Okay. But also adding in this, no longer like gears or anything being used, but alchemy. We've got a magician on our hands. Is it just a form of using the relic's power, or is it a completely different source of it all? If so, the world has just opened up even wider. And with each of the students now actually taking part and place in the school, starting off their education, some are going to be slightly behind considering they've been out trying to take over the world rather than learning mathematics. To be fair, Hibiki's still in school, so they're not that far behind, really. But might not be for too much longer. Also, I do want to see all of the characters having their academic records challenged, bringing in the parents, that side of it. We've, as I said during the episode, we've had glimpses of their family lives, but actually being a greater focus and maybe a bigger part of it now in this season, that I'd be interested in. Yeah, they've been fighting for everyone's sakes, but we're not really ever seeing their true home life, considering they live in the school. And seeing maybe the impact of what they've actually managed to accomplish so far actually hitting home. And maybe also, repaying for the destruction, devastation, and emotional impact of almost crushing the entire city at the beginning of this episode. Who's paying for that? You're now going to misplace most of a village because, well, you've just destroyed half of it down the central street. Not to mention the mountain. Couldn't she have tunneled a tunnel through the centre rather than taking off an entire couple of layers? It was neat seeing new utilization of their abilities, having Chris put in these chisels and wedges so that Hibiki could just take out, split the mountain. It was a cool show of strength, not sure it was entirely necessary. But what are they going to have to do or use next time? Especially against these new forces of evil that have shown themselves. One that is not afraid to set fire to an event. Not a lot of destruction was actually caused here, apart from the two bodyguards that were sucked dry and then shot. I'm not sure which guy had it worse, to be fair. But once again, we're having fun. Symphogear is one of those shows where the more you pay attention, the more you see and hear. A lot of shows, the backing tracks are just that to me. They're superficial sounds and music in the background, so I sometimes pay attention to if it's catchy enough. But considering it's the part of a big gimmick of this one, it goes so much harder than other shows. I'm enjoying it, so hopefully you are as well. If you've enjoyed the first episode of the third season, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below on the video. If you've done as I said at the beginning and watching this off of YouTube, make sure it's still running. Join to my channel and subscribe as well to show a bit of love. I'm so close to 5,000. I was over it for a little bit and now under. And then lower. But make sure that you yourself are getting enough rest, staying safe, keeping away from any shuttle launches. Hopefully I'll get to see you for the next one. If you want to be part of the grand concert that is my channel, consider joining onto my Patreon. Help support it, make it grow, and not falter under the weight of, well, YouTube censorship. But I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Guado, Kite, Ruben Funamawa, Raywin, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. Because thanks to you, my out-of-tune song can actually sing.